So when a person dies, okay, the soul is, according to the Vedas, the soul goes up. And this, in a very layman's terms, the soul says, okay, in the next janma, I need to visit my mother again and be my mother again. Then I need to become a cricket player or whatever like that. Then it is said that from whatever papa and punya you have done, so that much programs only are going to be allowed. So then the soul chooses the right parent to come and realize their dreams. So in a very layman's terms, so the soul wants to become a doctor in this. So the soul knows who is the right parent so that she can become a doctor.
Today, we are excited to welcome Mr. Arvind Rathan, a unique blend of numerologist and Vastu consultant from Bangalore, who has dedicated his life to understanding the mysteries of numbers and ancient wisdom of Vaastu Shastra, with more than 14 years of experience in both numerology and Vastu. Mr. Arvind offers a holistic approach to personal growth, self-awareness, and creating harmonious living and working spaces. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of numerology and Vastu with Mr. Arvind Rathan and discover how these ancient wisdom can be applied to modern life. Hello, sir.
Hello, madam. Thank you.
Sir, how did you get interested in numerology and what inspired you to pursue it as a career?
Actually, it's a very emotional reason. So what happens at the age of 16? So one of my friend's sisters getting married, and I asked my friend, what's your sister's husband doing? So he was a very famous astrologer at a very young age. So I told, can I get an appointment with him? So after 6 months, we got an appointment. And at the age of 16, you go and ask, what is my lucky color? Will I get love marriage or arrangement?
Exactly.
Car rahega? All these things. So all that 16-year-old questions. But actually, he told a very serious point. And he took a 1-hour session. But even though nothing went in my hand, one statement, saying, your mother will have a short life. So, So, in subsequent years, my mother passes away. And then I realized, because at that age, you don't get into all those things. So, after that, again, I go and meet him after 6 months. My friend also doesn't know my mother passed away. I went and told, sir, you told me like this. How did you tell? Then he calculated something and he said, your mother should have passed away between August 1st to August 8th. My mother had passed away on August 5th. So accurate. So I got shocked. Arey, sir, can you, then I was concerned about me, my father, my brother. At that point of time, I said, sir, can you see everybody's and can you help me teach this? Then I started to meet him very regularly. And from his mouth one day, he said, look, I've seen your chart. One day, even though you're going into engineering field and other things, you'll do many things, but you'll become a very good numerologist and a Vastu consultant. Go for it.
Such accurate study.
Yeah. So actually, I finished diploma engineering and all, and also I worked for many multinationals and other things. But I started off as a hobby, basically, because he had told so that, so it started 2005, 2007, like that. Then slowly I picked up Vastu, like that. So as regularly practicing, the only thing was, my companies did not allow me to come in limelight because I was working for Fortune 100 companies and they had certain policies. So at 2016, I decided, I was also in Singapore for some time. So at 2016, I decided now I have to do full time. So
you came full time?
Yes, on this thing. So, and after that, there's no looking back, you see.
True. What insights can numerology provide about a person's personality, strength, and weaknesses?
Yeah, definitely. See, there's a saying now, if you want to become a billionaire, you have to use, not a millionaire you can become like that, but billionaire banna hai, you have to use the power of astrology, numerology and Vastu. I'll tell you what is the reason. See now, today, if you give me your date of birth, okay, I see basically it's numerology is a science of numbers. So, and every date of birth, you can associate to certain elements.
Okay,
elements of nature, like fire, water, earth, sky, like that. So now, for example, over a period of time, we have done a lot of research on what elements and what businesses are into. Okay, today the hot topic is AI, if you see.
True.
So we categorize into a water element. You'll sound it confusing. What is water and what is AI? No, it's what we have done according to 5 elements, which are the businesses suiting to that elements. So now what happens is, let's say you have an element which is very good for accounting, but you are forced into sales.
So I won't be able to
You won't
perform
be
it.
able to grow. Okay, that's one way of using numerology. The other way of using numerology as such in a generic way is that, see, what we say is you have a date of birth and you have a name. Okay, now what we say is the name has a particular frequency. Now, if you see many people who are very successful have changed names. Like, for example, if I can give you Mr. Amitabh Bachchan's original name was Inkilab Srivastava.
Oh,
Okay. Similarly, like if you come, I think many people know this. Mr. Rajnikant, his original name was Shivajirao Gaikwad. Okay. Now, once they change their name, what happened? What happened? So basically, what happens is there is what we call it as synchronization. For example, you have a date of birth and you have a name. If this name is synchronized to this date of birth, it creates an accelerating effect. So see, suddenly a bus conductor becoming a superstar of India and the world knows him today. It's an acceleration. It's an acceleration effect.
but you have to get the right guidance for that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Once you're able to synchronize the name, see, at the end of the day, there is one saying, whatever you are is the result of your past karma. Okay, past karma. Now, somebody is destined to become a prime minister of the country. Somebody is only destined to become a bank manager. Somebody is destined to become a cleaner, a security guard, whatever it is. But see, there is something which when we have, see, I have studied all the Vedas. I've studied Quran, Bible, everything. So in that, what I could pick up is, in a very simple way, is that the soul knows everything. Okay. So for example, to make it more interesting, so when a person dies, okay, the soul is, according to the Vedas, the soul goes up. And this, in a very layman's terms, no, the soul says, okay, in the next janma, I need to visit my mother again and be my mother again. Then I need to become a cricket player or whatever like that. Then there, no, it is said that from whatever papa and punya you have done, so that much programs only are going to be allowed. So then the soul chooses the right parent to come and realize their dreams. So in a very layman's terms, no, so the soul wants to become a doctor in this. So the soul knows who is the right parent so that she can become a doctor. So they need to have the money, they need to have the resources, everything like that. So it's all connected. And now the soul knows its limits. So we may aspire to become the richest person in the world, but the soul knows what is my level and what is. So once you achieve that, no, the soul will become happy.
As our soul says it to us also, I want to become this.
Definitely, madam. But once you reach a certain position, the soul understands that you have reached your level. So that's the.
It's a very interesting science.
Yes.
Sir, can you discuss the relationship between numerology and other spiritual practices?
Yeah. So basically, if you see, occult science is the master subject, wherein astrology is the mother subject. Okay. Now, when you say for all occult science, astrology is the base. Now, if you see, the science of understanding the stars is astrology. So, based out of India, now you have many astrologers who can predict future events and other things. But according to me, it is a guiding science. Okay, nobody can change anybody's destiny. This is a very big statement. Because today, no, there are many people who will claim that, no, I'll change your life, I'll make you a millionaire or billionaire. No, sir, it's not possible. So what an good astrologer can do, he can guide. He can guide. Now, coming back to your question on how this is integrated, like whether astrology is integrated to Vastu, Vastu is integrated to other things and all. See, now the world uses majorly astrology, numerology, and Vastu and Feng Shui. These are the four major sciences. Okay, so in India, you will see more Vastu and astrology as a science. And in the other parts of the world, they use more numerology and Feng Shui. Feng Shui. Now, if you see what is a correlation and how. So at the end of the day, all these four major sciences are accelerating sciences. Now, for example, especially numerology and Vastu or Feng Shui as such, what it does is basically we play with the 5 elements. Okay, now for example, you take Vastu or Feng Shui, we say, okay, this is a water element, so you place water in the water element zone. This is a fire element place, you place fire in. So we're aiding that zone, basically.
True.
Like that. So similarly, just now we were discussing now, like you have a good name, okay, with a good sound. You're accelerating that sound, you're accelerating that name, basically. So now what happens is that a human, a normal human, what happens is we all have an aura. Okay, we all have an aura. But due to certain mistakes, due to certain wrong thinking and wrong places, sometimes we spoil our aura. When I say spoil our aura gets blocked at certain places. So which means that you or somebody are destined to get something, But because of certain events or certain wrong decisions or certain wrong deeds, because our aura is blocked, we'll not be able to reach the destination faster. You will reach, but if you were supposed to reach today, but you'll reach after 3 days because your aura is blocked like that. But when your numerology and your Vastu is accelerated as such, you are an engine with what do you call that? NO2 they call, no?
Yeah,
You
you
press
can
that
move
button,
fast
you
and
can move faster.
if
and-
somebody gives you guidance, you can do it
Definitely,
better.
definitely. Also, you're inviting luck. See, so for example, when I have the right name according to my date of birth, I invite more opportunities.
Okay.
I invite more people.
But sir, the names are already kept. Then how do you do it? Like, how can you change your names at a certain age? You can't do that. So
That's
how
the
do we go about it?
conception, madam. Actually, see, my original name is not this.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you an idea. You'll be surprised. So, how I did this name? So, my original name is Harsha Kumar.
Oh, and you changed to.
Yeah. Okay, now what is the logic? Because I found through nature which are the synchronization letters, what this sound means. Okay, I'll give you an idea. Now, like when I say certain words, happy, okay, wind, no, your body elates.
Yeah.
Okay, when I use the word sad, when I use the word nil, okay, so automatically your body goes down. Okay, if you see my name, okay, I'll give you an idea. Okay, how we did this name. We call it as sound numerology and name numerology. This is a subject where I have particularly researched myself. Okay, so like any person who has AR in the name, okay, will never have any dearth of money. Okay, any person who has win in the name, VIN, win in the name, is always, see, I told the sound win will elate you.
Always win.
Elate you. So then there is a Arvind mein D and Rathan mein RDR. You see Narendra Modi, NANRENDR. So these people are troubleshooters when you have DR in the name. Okay, then the RA, Rathan mein, that RA is there, no? Whoever has this Raj Kapoor, Rajnikant, then many people like that who have Ra vibration, Narendra, Ra, like that, Rahul Gandhi, Ra. Okay, so these people become famous as such. Okay, then you have Rathan mein Rat. Okay, so Rat, you see Virat.
It's huge.
Yeah, Ratan Tata, Rat. Okay, so they look for opportunities. Okay, then you have HAN at the last. So Han, vibration, you see even in the Chinese way or even Hrithik Roshan, HAN, that they hold money. So I made a combination of all the possible positive vibrations. Actually, many people ask me, yeah, Ratan, you should be from somewhere north. And seeing my color, no, are you sure? No,
But sir, you knew about it, so you could change.
yes.
But how can a normal person think about his name?
Exactly, madam. See, now what I say is numerology works on sounds. You don't need to change the name legally. Okay, see, now there is a trend. No, you add a letter and something will happen. No, madam, it's not work. It will not work. I'll tell you what is the reason. So just today when I was having breakfast, I had got a call. So there is a girl named original name is SANVI. Okay, Sanvi. So, and some other numerologist has changed her name to SANVE. Okay, see now, the original sound of SANVE is Sanve. VE means way.
Yeah.
Okay, true. But they're still calling her Sanvi. So there is no change. It's just a placebo effect.
So it should be the sound which
The sound should change. Okay, for example, even if you're changing a letter, let's say you take a name Pramod. Okay, now, if somebody goes and adds PRAMODD, it doesn't change. But let's say you add an A at the end, Pramoda. So the sound changes. So at least through these kind of things, it will work. But basically, synchronization should happen. Now, if you see many film stars, madam, as such, we also have a lot of clients who have changed from their original names. Because see, like, you see even Mr. Akshay Kumar, his original name is Om Prakash Bhatia.
No.
I still believe that, I don't know, I'm not sure. His passport name is still that.
Okay.
So you don't need to technically
Officially, you don't need to change on papers.
On paper.
But you can change the sound or the name.
Name, exactly. And that will give you that effect.
But that needs your guidance, sir.
Definitely.
Sir, how can Vastu principles be applied to existing homes to improve energy and well-being?
Okay, madam, I'll start off with a very scientific concept to make you understand. So basically, you see the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So in Bangalore, the sun rises on 6:45. Here, it's around same time, right? 6:45, same similar time. So sun rays are called Vibhyar. Everybody knows that. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So this violet, indigo, blue are cool rays. This yellow, orange, red are ultraviolet rays, madam. So if you see in Vaastu Shastra, Vastu consultants say you buy a house which is having a north door or a east door, generally. Now, what is the technical reason for this is that in the morning, the sun, we call this 3, 6, 9, 12 rule. So 6 o'clock, the sun in the east, 9 o'clock is in the southeast, 12 o'clock is in the south, 3 o'clock is in the southwest, 6 o'clock is in the west. So approximately from 3 o'clock to 6:45, this UV rays start hitting. Suppose if somebody's house is in the west and south, and they have large windows and large doors, and these UV rays are entering. So if somebody has a pre-existing health issue, okay, the health issue will not solve immediately because of this is coming. They don't know what is happening. They're taking tablets and other things, but it's still not going. See now, what is Vastu? You're synchronizing the 5 elements and how Vastu will help. See, once you have done your Vastu of your house very good, health is good, wealth is good, mindset is good, relationships are good. So for everything, there is a science. Now, you would have seen in TV shows nowadays, a lot of people say you have northeast in the toilet, you're likely to get cancer.
True.
Okay. Now, definitely, yes, I've even visited some cancer institutes, and with a lot of NDA, we took certain data of certain people who volunteered and we checked their houses as well. Now, how this is very scientific, I'll tell you, madam. Always we believe, or it is a fact, that the positive air or energy comes from the north and east, except for 1 month in the year. You know that Uttarayan and the other.
Yes.
So 11 months, the airflow is the one side, and 1 month only it is reverse. But we have to plan for the 11 months, not that 1 month. So the positive air or energy comes from north and east. Okay, now let us assume there is a toilet in the northeast corner. So even though the toilet commode is closed, there is a door, the gases release. So this positive air or energy is coming and this gas is mixing with this energy. So what happens? The air which is coming, the oxygen content of the air reduces because of this negative molecules through the toilet. And we breathe that air. So what happens is basically once we breathe this air, our thought process reduces. Okay, and then we are not able to take proper decisions. So when the oxygen content in the air reduces and we are breathing that air, your body is not getting that sufficient oxygen. So if there is a cancerous cell which is there, it will air more. One way. Forget cancer. It's not about cancer. So normally what happens if the northeast toilet is there, the owner of the property or people who are there, their brain is not working properly. So which means that
take proper
decisions. So if they don't take proper decisions in terms of relationship, the relationship will break. Health will be a problem. Money, business.
So that is how it works. But sir, all the entries, like especially when you said ki north and east are better, so everybody cannot buy those homes. No. You have to have the west and south entries as well.
Yeah, see, again, I'll tell you through your podcast that it's not about the entries. Again, it's very seriously, it's not about the entries. You have, like, for example, I'll tell you, you go to South Delhi, go to South Mumbai, you come to South Bangalore or South, all millionaires are in South only, or in South of that areas. Okay, it's not about
South of India also.
South of India also. It's not about that. It's entry, it's not about money or something. It's more about how you design the house. Like, for example, if you have a south and west plot, no problem. Right door in the right place, but minimum openings. So that this sun energy doesn't come, this negative energy doesn't come. The right way of doing. So, for example, because the positive air or energies come from north east, then the negative flow will happen from the south and west. So, you have to have an elevated entrance. You have to have a high walls. So, these are the principles. If you use, then 100% you can have a successful career, successful business in south and west. So, there is nothing like, the only thing is by default that is told. Now that I've told you in a very scientific perspective, people understand this. But previously, no, because see, our field also was like that, no. If you ask something extra, no, they'll tell you, no, I told you, no, keep the door in north. You keep, that's all.
Never explained
properly. So because being an engineer, and I always ask this question, why? And that's how they got the answers.
So, but for the plot, can you give some suggestions ki how can we buy the Vastu compliant plot or land for construction?
Okay. So basically, when you look at Vastu and construction, so basically the first rule, madam, is that the mud inside that plot is very important. So I'll just tell you one Vedic things, what they used to do before when we did not have this modern remedies. So what they used to do, if it's a big plot, let's assume, they randomly selected certain spots. Then they dug up that like in 1 feet by 1 feet by 1 feet, 1 feet length, 1 feet breadth, and 1 feet depth. So equally they remove. Okay, so now once you remove that sand, okay, you notice the sand quality. So sometimes there is too much moisture. So then the buildings will not be good in one way. So let us assume that things are good. So then what they used to do, they used to fill water in all these places, around 5-10 places, if it's a big plot or small. Let's say a standard plot in India is like 2,400 square feet. We call it as 40-60 or 60-40 or 20-30, sorry, 30-40, like that. So in 30-40, around 3 to 4 places, 40-60 and 6 to 7 places. You dig and you put water and you close it with a stone. Next day you come back. And see, usually if the water level is around 65 to 70%, is still a good property. But if the earth has pulled the water, then it's not good. This is one way of checking, a very manual way of checking. Again, now let's assume that, okay, 70% water is there. Again, one more Vedic method which was told by all our, it is written in Vedas. So you have to take 5 flowers, different flowers. So in the same water, just put one flower and together. Observe whether the flowers are running in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so if it is running clockwise, then land is positive. Okay, one more very basic way. You don't want to check all these things. So what you have to do, you have to ask for a cow, okay, and just leave the cow. Okay, the cow is going and sitting in that place. So because cow can sense positive and negative energies very easily. See, previously, what happened? Everybody used to own acres of land. True. Okay, so now what they used to do, they have to leave the cow. Where the cow goes and sits for some time, that's the positive zone. There they'll build a house.
Okay, so that's the simplest
way of doing. But now modern ways, I was explaining today to someone. See, we have, okay, I'll give you an example. So what happened in Germany, in one village, there's a primary healthcare center wherein they had around 10 visitors per day for some health issues. Then 40 kilometers down the line, there is the same primary healthcare center. They're having 110 to 115 visitors per day. So the government told, hey, it's very near. What is the problem? Go and check. So when they went and checked, okay, the the water levels on this village where more than 100 people are going per day were very high, which was creating something called as geopathic stress.
Okay. So that is why it was wrong.
Wrong. So now today, so this whatever methods I told, geopathic stress can be found because that water will suck in because it's
that was a common thing for the whole area.
So now what? Now today we have certain advanced equipments to check all these things. See, now today everybody thinks money is important. No, madam. So today health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
So if you can create an atmosphere wherein you're getting positive energy, positive air, that itself you can take good decisions and be very successful, madam.
So nice, very interesting topic. So can we have some rapid fire questions?
Yeah, sure.
How can we differentiate between Vaastu Shastra and Feng Shui?
Okay, most of it is same. Most of it is very same. But the only principle, actually, to be very honest, it's rapid fire, but I have to explain to make it understand.
No problem, sir.
Okay, so they say the origin of Feng Shui is also from India. They took it from...
It's said to be Chinese. We know it as Chinese.
It's Chinese, but it's said to be from India. So it's more of, one is definitely, Feng Shui is also more of arrangement of through elements. But if you see, their remedies are more of placebo effect remedies which they create. You would have seen a laughing Buddha, you would have seen a frog and other things. So what they believe is, they say that how it works. Many people don't know. Even today, many people in India have kept all those things. You ask them, they don't know what it does. So actually, if you keep that how it works, it's more of a placebo effect. So they say, let's say they have kept a cow, wish cow. Or even we have kept a Kamadhenu cow. So what they say, there is an angelic form in the universe, okay, of that. So if you have kept it at a certain place, you go and talk to it. It sounds stupid, but how it works is you, the device and nature in a triangle mode. So now you go and ask the cow, hey, I need this, you're going and talking. So what they say in the angelic form, it works. Now, to put a scientific perspective, if you have heard the subject quantum physics,
yes.
So like for example, after 10 days, I remember Arsana ji, maybe you'll get that arrow hit to you. You may call me or I may call you or something will happen. So similarly, what they say is you're asking for something, the universe arranges it for you. So you're continuously asking the wish cow,
give me this,
give me that, and something will happen for that. So their remedies are more placebo effect remedies and this kind of remedies. But whereas we try to do it in Vedic form or even nowadays with scientific form. So that's the major difference, but most of it is same.
Okay. So what percentage would you give to Vastu in affecting one's life? Is number 8 a difficult number?
Okay, this number 8 in Vastu is different, but Vastu, I'll tell you, see, Vastu is just an accelerator. Okay, so in Vastu, there are 3 concepts: space Vastu, place Vastu, and time Vastu. Okay, now many people don't understand this. So what they say, like, for example, if you have met a Vastu consultant or people are studying the podcast, no, if you take a house, for example, kitchen should be in the southeast, so a master bedroom should be in the southwest. Try to have an entry north and east, like that, or northwest you have the guest room and all this. This only constitutes 33% Vastu. This is called place Vastu.
Basic Vastu.
99% Vastu consultants think this is 100% Vastu. So what is this another 66.6%? The next 33% is the space Vastu. I just discussed about energies coming from the earth. So even if you have made a perfect Vastu house, but the energies coming down are negative, you cannot survive there properly, or the mind will not work.
Even if the Vastu is wrong, but the energy is good. So it is taking 66%.
Then the last thing is the time Vastu. Assumption, madam. Now you go to one house, okay, you stay there for 5 years, you flourish. Then after 5 years, there is a decline. The same house, nothing changed. So what changed is the time.
Yes.
So what is time Vastu? Time Vastu is the cumulative horoscopical time of all the people staying in that house. So that also should be decided. So when a Vastu consultant comes to your house, he should also understand what is your time. Sometimes some problems are because of time. It is not because of Vastu. So they connect it to Vastu and no, this is wrong, then it's not like that. So a good Vastu consultant should understand if some health issues there or some other financials or something.
So it is the timeline.
It also the timeline. So you have to check that. Then he has to evaluate, okay, it's because of time, no issue in Vastu, it's all good because last 5 years you have good. It's more of the time you do some remedies for that. Now coming to the 8 number. World's billionaires, okay, are 8s, madam. Actually, many people don't know this. But what is the logic is, suppose somebody is born on 8th, 17th or 26th. The first initial years are always struggle. Like, for example, our Narendra Modi ji, 17th.
That is why I asked this question.
Yeah. So his initial years were selling tea or working very hard. But the later half of the life is very good for them.
All number 8s.
Yeah, generally all of them, until unless they have not done any major negative karma.
Okay, so the karma really affects.
Yeah. Madam, today, what they say is, in our Karnataka, in a very slang way, Aji Bahman, Aji draw.
Okay.
Matlab, today only everything will be decided. You do good, you get good. You don't do good, you don't get good. That's all.
So does it have a significance if the number of steps in the staircases in the house are even or odd?
Yes, madam. It's a very scientific concept. People don't understand this. Okay, now I'll tell you how. If you're a right-hander, you always take the right leg for the first step.
Yes.
Okay, if you're a left-hander, you always take the left leg for the first step. So what happens is the psychological effect. See, always we tell odd, even, odd. So in a very local way, we tell lab, nasht, lab. So you put your leg in the lab, then nasht, and then lab.
And then you count.
So you have to start with the lab and end with the lab. But it's a more of a psychological way. So you take your right leg, and when you keep your right leg, you get the confidence to go in. But to take your right leg and to put your left leg to go in, you feel down. So that is how it is done.
Okay. So there's no specific number that even or odd.
It's odd basically. So you have to, if you start with lab, you have to end with lab. Like that.
Okay. So the subject is really wide. We have, like always, we have a limitation of questions.
Yeah, understood.
But it is so nice to talk to you, and we've really got a very good insight about the subject. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, IMA. Thank you.